Omega garbage. That's the worst ultimate in the game, I think. Legitimately.
Think so?
I
Witch
think
Doctors?
I think Witch Doctor's ulti is one of the, which is weird because when Ricky had it in Dota 1, it was one of the best ones, but now it's the worst.
Stan King just won a game with Aghanim's Witch Doctor.
That's good if you can get it.
Yeah, he got the range. I don't think he got level 25 to get the damage though.
If you
Would have
can
been sick.
do that, it's sick. But right, like level
Yeah.
6, level 12, it's just not good.
You usually just see like the position 6 Witch Doctors
Yeah.
struggling to get anything, right?
Yeah.
That's usually the
Hope he
life
hits level 4 cask.
Exactly.
Please. That's my ulti. Well, it's a Mirana. It isn't a Visage, so they do go heavy damage. And we've been seeing Mirana is the carry, but it's usually run in the off lane. Like Mirana +1 in the off lane run as a carry, though.
Yep.
But it could be CC&C. He played it a lot on Freedom back last TI.
And they still could be, or there still could be a Visage threat.
Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking. If they don't ban Visage here, I think the mid Mirana off lane.
But then are the EG baiting out? That's the whole thing, right? It's mind games now. Like, why didn't EG ban Visage? They have to know we're picking it. It's like a back and forth mind game at this point, which is great. I love
So
it.
you're saying it's going to be Wind Ranger Magnus off lane most likely, so
Yes.
they still need their mid and their safe.
And it could change because Sumail also plays Wind Ranger. That's the thing. That's the problem when you actually know a team. You watch them, you see all their play. I think it's Magnus Wind Ranger, but Sumail does play middle a lot.
You only have the bash to go through, so thought that Jug was decent value until the Mirana, just because keeps are a problem for you. Anything that can get on top of the draw quite strong and utilize.
Yeah, I think it's the gap. Yeah, that's perfect. It's the gap close and leveraging the empower, right? I still don't feel like PA is very good right now, and there is some magic damage, but not much of it, so still slated to do well.
It does make sense in this lineup, though, right? Closing the distance against the Drow, and you also have Magnus and power to back you up.
And Slardar,
Heal bomb.
daggering Slardar over and over makes him use.
Yeah.
Fun. There we go. Last ban's coming out. Okay, let's put bets. We're all saying, is EG get a ban Visage?
I don't
Yes or
know
no?
anymore. I mean, the PA's a pretty good pick. And
I
maybe
just
not-
can't think of what else they would want to pick instead of that. I
You
mean,
want something to take some advantage of the aura, right?
exactly.
Or maybe you don't. Maybe
You
you, do
don't
take a
have
Beastmaster.
to.
You definitely don't
Drow.
have to.
Beastmaster Drow is not terrible. Push.
Yeah.
I noticed no one said yes or no. I'll say
Yes.
they won't ban it.
Oh, okay. I think that OpTic will pick it if it's not banned.
Okay.
EG's turn
I think they
to
ban it. It is problematic if you're like PA, because it's a hero that you can't reliably jump on and kill quickly. So they keep close.
That's true, then.
They
right?
think
like you get a crit 80% damage reduction.
they do think it's a middle Wind Ranger themselves. They do ban out the Tusk.
Okay.
see.
They're just scared of the hero that's going
They're-
to help get on
they-
top of OpTic's lineup.
They saw Schofield play it. Dude was nasty. Schofield was a nasty dude on that Tusk.
5 seconds remaining.
What about EG? We talked about Visage for OpTic. What does EG need last? Either a 4 or a middle, right? What it looks like. What do you think
Yes.
adds up here?
I definitely think it's going to be a mid hero.
I agree. I like it. I like Wind Ranger in the 4 position way more than middle.
What mid hero? I have no idea.
Because it's going to be an RT. And if you're wondering, maybe it'll be Sumail P8 now. That's not happening, my friend.
Maybe like a Dragon Knight mid for... Too bad here. It's another stun that they can rely on. Their stun right now isn't the greatest. Jackal Shot's not the most reliable. RP, obviously, big ultimate. So DK provides a reliable stun. The Dragon Blood's great passive to have against this lineup. Stands out. So that would go back to sending the top.
Well, they only have 20 seconds to ban. They got to think it out. That's even more nerve-wracking in a best of one. Like, you make one miss ban right here, could just be the game as well.
I think that all this thinking is the ban, no doubt. I think they're going to snap pick after they ban.
Is there a chance that this is like they're thinking of like the 3 big cheese heroes in the game right now? Huskar.
Well, they ban.
Okay, they ban Huskar. Huskar, Visage, and like Broodmother.
I don't think you can run Brood mag lineup.
I don't think you can either. But
Especially PA, because PA just gets on top of Brood hard.
yeah, they ban out the Huskar instead.
All right.
They only got 20 seconds here because they only have... Both team only has about 4 seconds of reserve time, so...
I mean, they already had PA mag, like PA mag, Wind Ranger, Dazzle. Those heroes are all pretty good versus Huskar. So Isn't it like Huskar's got to be good against whatever this is?
Wow.
Dark Willow.
That means it is going to be the middle win
So
right
female win here, yeah.
Okay.
Or mid dark? No.
Well, I mean, doesn't Magnus Dark Willow pretty much does the same thing? That is a ton of damage. You just go into the lane, empower Dark Willow with an Orb of Venom probably.
Yep.
And
Same
it's
exact
the same
idea.
thing. So do you guys, I mean,
10
before we see
seconds
OpTic's draft, you like EG's draft? Is it well suited? Just
There
overall?
definitely is a lack of disables against heroes like Mirana and Sladar. But,
Yeah, why do you say Sladar?
Sladar.
that's his name.
There's an R after the A.
They take the DK.
It's a Slacks thing.
Yep.
Dragonite. Okay. So like I said, OpTic and but yeah, so they end up with it. Okay.
I mean, it's not bad either way,
Yeah.
right? It was a bunch of physical. A stun for sure.
Silver Edge is going to be pretty powerful this game for OpTic, naturally against the Phantom Assassin. I think, and both DK and Drow could definitely build into that.
I mean, EG's lineup is just, they have to kill things. OpTic at least has the option. They have a lot of power. They have some decent laning phase, but they also have the option to push down a lot of towers after they win the fight. EG's lineup doesn't give you the same. Most you have is Empower on Wind Ranger and G. OpTic's lineup is a sort of lineup that just towers after.
All right.
Yeah, and I feel like in scenarios where EG's lineup can be really scary is when the opposition is cooldown reliant, right? But OpTic are pretty much ready to fight all the time. I mean, it's really just DK form that they have to kind of play around. So I'm a little bit worried as well if they just have good peel, if they build an early pike on Pycat, that OpTic can kind of just drag it out and beat EG. We'll see what happens.
Yep. All right. Brax, Breaky, Cap, before you guys leave, what are your predictions? Best of one.
OpTic.
I was going to say OpTic, but damn, I mean, I'm still going to go with
pick who
OpTic.
you
I'm
want.
looking at your
I'm
shirt.
still going to go with OpTic. Yeah, that's a little awkward now, isn't it?
It is. You messed up.
I like the boys, but OpTic.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Me and MRP are going to be bringing you the action right now. And it looks like, yep, top lane will be that Dark Willow Magnus. No Orb of Venom on the Dark Willow, but C'est la vie.
Yeah.
MRP, who are you? I didn't ask you. Are you feeling EG or you feeling the OpTic?
I'm a non-biased caster, my friend. Cop out. I honestly, I'm a bit concerned for EG, but I definitely think that they have the propensity to snowball.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends on the lanes for me. Crit can be super annoying with the super fast base attack time on the Dark Willow, but I don't know how much real kill potential they have in that lane. They can do some bullying, but Willow has a lot of long cooldown spells, so it feels like it'll require a mistake from OpTic for them to actually get kills there. But we'll see what kind of start RTZ gets off to.
Yeah. You want to do play-by-play or me? It's your choice. You do it. You like it?
I think I'll humbly request analyst Grant to be by my side in this one.
I've got you, because PPD, notice how he changed his name back to Peter Pandem?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I don't know why, but it's interesting. I'm just going to throw that out there.
You got the inside scoop for us, perhaps between the next couple of games. But it is, as you alluded to, the fabled 33 Mirana. He's super comfortable on this hero, so we'll see what he gets up to. It is going to be the 2-for-2 bounty trade. It looks like the dire side yet to grab up theirs in the off lane, but looks pretty standard for now.
Arteezy actually blocking the lane bottom, so they want to get it as close to the tower probably as they can. Look at it, he blocks it, and now he is going to be zoned completely out of this lane. He's going to have to TP over, and now here it goes top. Yeah.
Creep's just ignoring him, of course. After that change, just deal with it yourself, man. Crit and S4 up top. Definitely going to be the beefier and the scarier of the two lanes here, but we'll see what they can do as far as kills. It looks like most of the action is going to happen in this bottom lane in the early going.
Yeah.
Fly already skilled up the Shadow Wave here. Help trade.
You see Peter already skilled up the heal as well. That's what these dual lanes have done. You thought it'd be like, oh, more actions, more stuns, but everyone just skills their more passive heals nowadays.
Creeps are so important in Dota. Probably the most important they've been in a long time. Lane creeps, that is. And so just staying on map as long as you possibly can. Crush is actually going to whiff bottom lane. Arteezy getting a little bit aggressive onto 33, but not sure if they've seen the arrow just yet. They see it now, so wasn't sure if he had skilled the pounce or not. And the Crush going to be nicely chained on top of the arrow. Arteezy actually close to going down here, and he will still. First blood. Fly, body blocked up, could be in trouble too. The crush comes through as well. Gonna look for the big shadow wave and won't be able to connect on 33. He'll be able to grave himself, but that's an early skill point in grave. Might hurt the lane a little bit, and he will go down regardless. As 33 and Zai off to a good start for their squad in the bottom lane.
And you see that even just that +3 damage from the Drought Aura over to the Mirana was definitely so helpful to help secure that. And damn, that is a quick 2-0, like you said. The only problem now is Zai is running out of regen, only has 2 tangos. 33, yeah. He has a bot. Oh, they say, oh, I just missed kill top. I just wanted to say they saved the bounty rune so he could bottle it up because they knew he wanted to go bottom. That's crazy.
Yeah, top, you could say maybe get a bit fortunate. They got the Bramble Mace and the Skewer, so able to net the kill on Peter. Nicely done, though, by the duo of S4 and Crit with a little bit of a response kill, but, you know, not the biggest worry for OpTic at this point.
They're still happy about what happened bottom. And Mirana, we've been seeing her more and more. She has turned into such a strong, like, off-laner carry. Like, she just has huge agility gain, and she just scales extremely well, especially with her talents.
Yeah, can just constantly poke you. Kind of similar to the Willow in that sense, really. Right-click.
I think you cut off there. Uh-oh. I think I may have lost MRP here. I could be wrong, but okay, 1 sec. Hello. Just kidding. Call MRP while we see that we're watching 33. Look at the last hits though. Sumail doing pretty damn good here. What's up, MRP? We didn't miss much, man. But you're back, and that's good.
I was just gonna say, Sumail doing pretty well in the mid lane, but Zai's gone for this early point in the bash, so just gonna help him trade in the bottom lane. That was a little interesting for me. And Sacred Arrow gonna whiff, yeah. Fly will be okay, but still copying some harassment here as RTZ desperately trying to hit these creeps here. 13 CS on the PA is gonna have to fall back to defend his Dazzle.
I like that early. He doesn't have any in sprint, which usually is good, but if you're just sitting in 2-2 lanes, right, and you don't want to roam, if you get, it's a 10% chance. 80 bonus damage, that's 2 auto attacks. So for 1 auto attack, you can almost get 3 times your damage, and that could easily be a kill on someone like Fly.
Yeah, there certainly has been a lot of trading here bottom, so see how it helps him out going forward. RTZ going to go a little bit defensive with that early point in the blur. We talked about how easy it is for Mirana, just toss those arrows in. Meanwhile, S4, Bramble Maze up, top lane. Oh, a nice gust. Going to be thrown out there by Pycat as S4 looks for the skewer into the tower. And the early value point in Gust going to save Pycat's life there effectively. Unfortunately, hurts the right-click potential of his team a little bit as he could have put the second point in precision, but it'll save his life for now.
That's the biggest thing, right? These 2-2 lanes, it's all about regen. It's weird, like, you can get a kill. If you trade, like, a kill, like a death for all their regen, you're fine dying. You took all their regen, now you're just going to sit in lane and poke them, and they can't farm.
Yeah, certainly so. And speaking of regen, Zai gone for a bottle here, so definitely feeling like they can continue to pressure in this lane and kind of steal the bounty rune, steal the bottom river.
That's 33s. He actually gave it to him, it looks like.
Okay.
Damn, that's
a regen.
It carried. Oh my goodness, that shadow wave. Goodness gracious, almost kills him.
10 stick charges as well though on 33. So maybe looking to bait a little. Misses the crush onto Fly, does Zai. And meanwhile, top lane deep behind enemy lines. Peter looking to take the 5-minute rune. Cursed Crown will not be there in time. He'll get the rune successfully, but he might pay with his life. As the Bramble Maze goes out and power right clicks coming through from Crit. Buddha Restoration is there though, and he looks like he'll make it uphill here. He gets the stick off, takes his bounty rune as well. Peter was the absolute spaceman in the prior game against Baidu's squad, but Cursed Crown to pop here. He's still got a couple of mangoes, so throw out the cast. And Crit just shy of netting the kill.
Nice play by PB. I love how he saved the stun for when Cursed Crown was gonna hit. But look at middle. Ooh, stun barely comes down in time. That might have been killing. It might still be. Damn. He has a no boots javelin MRP. That just got him that kill versus a DK with armor, right? Guess what goes through armor? A javelin.
That's some promo code right there. Very nicely done by Sumail. Gets himself a kill in the mid lane in the true 1v1. 33 will do a little bit of taunting away from the tower, but RTZ able to regen up after they got aggressive on him. And so a really nice silver lining in this early game. That solo kill in mid for Sumail.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised Crit didn't go for the... I thought he was just going to go steal Peter's rune, right? He had the Cursed Crown. He could have just ran past him, right? And took in his rune, but he went for the kill. And, dude, that heal early, so much.
Dragon Form going to be popped mid by CC. And he's going to throw a couple of corrosive breath right clicks into the tower, look to whittle it down, but nothing too significant done just yet.
They're controlling runes though. CC&C, that is his second rune, and as well we saw that bottled up regen by Zai earlier, but here comes a rotation in middle, it looks like.
Yeah, CC&C is pretty far down on the low ground. Crit has the 2 levels in the Bramble Maze and the Cursed Crown, so the maximum CC build. And TP's inbound. Dragon Knight pretty tanky here. Sumail doesn't have a point in the shackle just yet, as he went for the max power shot. And the true 1v1 lane build. So unable to, and meanwhile, Arrow goes up bottom lane, going to connect on Arteezy. He's graved up for the moment, but the bash is there from Zai. And the Shadow Wave comes out just as the Grave expires still, though. Zai, Crush available. Just holding it to see if he saw the blink animation from Arteezy, and still has it. Looking at Fly, gets him. And another double kill for this bottom lane.
Wow. This is just... That bash too, right? We see the value point in bash coming in now. They're just going to pressure... They don't even have an Aquila, and they're going to pressure tower. And look at this. This is going to be the most value shrine I've seen at 7 minutes before. All 3 members.
Highcat though, off death. Arteezy TP's to top. And the Drow Ranger going to be in trouble here as the rest of his unit is up on top of the shrine. So they will get something back from OpTic.
Yeah, that was a little bit sloppy. You have to realize, you TP out, the Mirana TP'd out under the tower, right, of Radiant, so they're like, wait, they're going to shrine up. CC&C's off the map. They had to know everyone was missing, and Pycat didn't get the memo, it looks like.
3-3 stalking bot lane. Fly could be in a little bit of trouble. Pycat does the opposite move that Arteezy did just a moment ago. Sacred Arrow gonna whiff, and Fly gonna be able to make it back to safety. Meanwhile, cutting the wave top, Arteezy alongside S4's Magnus.
I don't know if you saw bottom. He just completely like missed. He meant to leap forward an arrow, and he leaped backwards and then arrowed. It was a little mistake.
From time to time, I suppose.
I don't make many mistakes myself, but it does happen, I guess. Middle, there's 2-on-2 going.
Bramble Maze flies out, does catch the root. Cursed Crown will be there as well. CC&C, still no shackle for Sumail, but he could be in trouble here. Power shot, well, Zai actually rotating through. Level 2 sprint. Sumail could now be the one in trouble, as he's going to be crushed up. Has a win run in 2 seconds. 1 second has it available. The Dragon Tail's there to keep him on the spot. Crit now going to rotate through, though, and it looks like, well, Crush connects onto 2. Dual Breath, or Breathe Fire is available. Sumail in trouble here. Is going to get brought down. Big kill for CC&C to get, as Sumail was sitting on level 8. So that puts CC&C halfway, almost full way through level 7 here.
Yeah, and that felt a little bit cocky from Sumail, right? That last win run, I felt he could have just ran away, right? But it looked like he wanted to go for a kill. That was not the right play.
Yeah, Arteezy finding himself a little bit of space. Maybe the one kind of caveat here for EG in the top lane. He does hit level 6, has 44 CS, so alongside, you know, basically all the other 1s and 2s in the game, all sitting in around that 45 CS mark. But OpTic with a slight early lead.
And bottom lane, big rotate, the gust into the arrow. Yes.
Oh wow, what a play from Zai. Anticipating the skewer, 2-man crush is there. S4 going to be right click down by the Drow, and now Fly in trouble as well. And with the corrosive haze, they'll get that kill. Beautifully played by Zai.
That was nice. The gust into the arrow. These are just great rotations coming from OpTic. They didn't know where 33 was that whole time. He was just sitting in trees for like a minute or two. Just sitting there, never showing on the map. That's the best thing you can do. Peter.
Oh, they thought they had the kill, but it's only the level 1 Shadow Realm up onto Crit. And Arteezy forced to back off and salve up.
The only good thing about that, right, is you know Peter's probably going to go heal, so it's almost better than him not dying, because you're like, well, he won't be back for a decent amount of time right there.
And Arteezy can pressure this tower a little bit. It is very healthy. Siege Wave inbound, though, but meanwhile, bottom, Fly in trouble, crushed up, and brought down. And now CC&C, knowing his comrades are nearby, is going to pop that Dragon Form, going to try and bounce off Sumail, but actually OpTic has gone south, so a little bit of mind games perhaps. After they find that kill, now Arrow going to fly through S4, is going to be able to dodge it for the time being, but only really has a skewer. Is going to skewer forward into a 33, will fake cast the RP, as he probably didn't have the kill potential regardless, and wise of him to save that ability, as our EG just trying to find the trade top lane. Zai, though, nearby. Tranquil's level 2 sprint at the ready, and a wraparound from Peter, but he's going to be found out by Crit. Meanwhile, mid lane, they are going to be able to push back CC&C just as the tower's outside of deny range.
I don't know. OpTic is playing this so well right now. I love off cooldown CC just uses his ultimate. He just he doesn't have to take the tower right away. He's just pressuring it slowly, so they always have to defend. And then bottom lane, anyone who goes down there is just dying. Pycat is just, when you can just have a drow sit here, right? Like you don't expect that. He's just sitting there way past the river. Now middle though.
Dead lane, bottom, but yeah, they do get that all-important level 6 up on the crit. Cursed Crown is there. He's got a Terrorize available. Oh, he's no mana for it, in fact. And CC will simply TP out. And well, Arteezy in trouble. Top lane is going to be saved by Fly for now. The Weave's going to go out onto 3 enemy heroes, but Fly is going to fall. He at least, for the time being, does save Arteezy. Gets back to base off the last Maledict at 20 HP. And is going to be able to shrine up. Do you feel like this lack of a shackle point has hurt Sumail here, Grant? It feels like a couple of kills.
It definitely feels like he went for the, I feel they thought it was just going to be 2-1-2 lanes for like a long time, right? That's why you're just like, I'm going to dominate CCNC. This is the guy they think he's going to replace my crown as best in middle. I'm going to dominate in lane, which he kind of did, but now he got ganked twice, and having no point shackle, I mean, when you get ganked, there's no way. You either wind run and escape or you're just dead because you can't hit those stuns. Yeah, I don't like it. I really don't like the build.
Yeah, it feels like the rotations in from his side haven't been able to net a kill. I mean, you know the Dragon Knight's going to be tanky, and they just needed that one extra disable. A couple of times crits rotated in, and it hasn't bore fruit for them just yet. Fly, as we tend to see him, sitting at the bottom of the net worth, very poor, but getting down some warding up in the northern hemisphere here. Up in the Radiant side, they really want to prioritize finally getting this tier 1 and fighting Arteezy some safe space to farm with this empowered.
Yeah. That's the thing, they do have an empowered PA, right? So if you're making this pressure on OpTic, you have to keep it up for a good long. Well, they're going to go for Zai. They won't get him though. It will be a tower, but you'd really like to kill him tower middle lane. They get massacred. There's the tip.
And this is going to be a tier 1 as well. OpTic looking a lot more coordinated in the early going.
An actual smiley face all chat. Damn. This is getting intense already now. The bad blood slipping out maybe, but it's 12-3 MRP. OpTic's killing it. There's 2-to-1 tower advantage right now. I think if you're OpTic, you keep up the pressure, right? You don't let an empowered PA farm away into a victory here.
And it looks like they agree with you. If you look at the 3 wards down from the Dire side, all sort of aggressively postured behind the tier 1s that are taken out, just to allow them to kind of facilitate the push going forward. Meanwhile, though, Zai is going to find out Fly once again. Seems like a recurring theme in this one. Pycat going to join the fray. Why not? Free kill for the Drow Ranger. Well, miss from the low ground, but ends up securing it. And the Corrosive Haze already doing work. All this map control afforded to OpTic. Definitely can kind of look at Roche at some point too, although a bit of a scary place to fight against the S4 Magnus. We've yet to see an RP sort of do work in this one.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't want, if you're a Magnus, you don't want RP to lead the fight. It's more of a, middle lane.
Terrorize, flies out, hits onto 2, nicely placed by Crit. Cursed Crown going to isolate Peter out as well. But the skewer back from S4 will mean they can't go in for the kill. Well, with the power shot, they find it. Sumail from distance is going to be able to take out his former captain.
Yep.
Arteezy stalking top lane as well. He has a Vanguard on the PA early on in the early going.
I like it. Just you have the empower already, right? Like if you go, you're going to be so squishy, and you're going to do nothing if you just go straight Battle Fury. So I like the player. It does mean he farms a lot slower without the Magnus here.
Yeah. But he can transition into an Abyssal at some point, so certainly not just a kind of wasted item slot. S4 Corrosive up in the bottom lane. He's already used Skewer, and nowhere near a Blink Dagger. Is going to end up falling 14-4 here, 15 minutes in. Grant OpTic certainly better movement, it seems, from their side thus far.
And it's not even like, I don't even think it's like the draft is better necessarily than last game. They're just moving around the map better, right? Like they've been everywhere they need to be. They're always TPing to help a team. We saw 33 just sitting in a tree waiting for that kill. They're just playing very well.
Yeah. Again, first game of the day for EG, and certainly not over yet, but with a good grasp on this one is OpTic. Sumail going to join up top lane with Arteezy. Our Dire side, though, do have good vision in the area. And Radiant, though, have a ward down. Going to see that smoke pop. Trying to make it away. Arteezy phase boost, but gets crushed up. Now TNC to the high ground. The Shackle's going to be on there through the Slardar, but the Death Ward finishes off the PA. Now Corrosive Haze is going to find Crit as well. He'll go into the Shadow Realm looking for the TP, and the Root will keep back the crush. Not long enough, though, as Zai finds it and really No trades being found elsewhere on the map. S4 farming away bottom lane, but he's not pushing any objective. Fly tries to get it near the tier 1 mid, but is pretty much unsuccessful in doing so. So a really crucial fight win for OpTic there. On a side of the map where, you know, EG may not expect them to be, but good vision there from the Dire, going to facilitate a couple of kills.
Yep. I don't know if you noticed, 33, I thought he was going Javelin for the Maelstrom, but they have a PA. He's going first item, MKB up on Marana. I like it. You're very squishy yourself. Luckily, you do have the strength treads, but you got to be careful with going these aggressive builds. But, I mean, it's working right now, obviously.
Yeah, we did kind of flag early on that there's a bit of a lack of catch, but now that, you know, there's some levels in the shackle, it's definitely kind of dicey for him to get in and out of these fights just with the leaps. So we'll see how successful he is with that kind of glass cannon build. But counter smoke from EG, they finally have the Blink RP available on S4, and it could be 2 targets in the mid. You go for it. He does get the...
oh, no, the cat.
Slardar will not be able to get PPD, but... they'll at least get a kill, and maybe this nets them a tower as well with Zai on the sidelines for 30 seconds.
I thought they might have counter-initiated because PPD actually got out of a good casket, followed the mag over to where only heroes could be, but looks like Pycat, he's just farming a stack. You know, I've been think of Drow as a stack farmer, but this was a 4-stack, and he has melted it down. Nice use of the orb toggling. Like it.
And much like we've seen earlier today, he's kind of played the sort of AFK role, and OpTic been able to create a lot of space around, you know, center and around 33 and CNC.
So it's a 4K lead. It's 16-5. Might think it's a bigger lead, but that's the thing. This feels like not the old EG, but the EG like 6 months ago, where they keep dying around the map, but there's always someone farming. But I mean, obviously they didn't do too well with that sort of strategy, right? So I don't know. Doesn't feel that good for EG, honestly.
Yeah, it does feel like, you know, in recent that they've been kind of on the back foot a lot, but see what kind of plays they can make. They will empower up Arteezy. S4 needs to spend a little bit more time with his PA as he looks to accelerate his farm back into relevance. He's not too far off the Drow and the DK, kind of just keeping up, but still is an item or so behind.
I think it is a pretty big thing, middle, just harassing that he didn't go battle for NPA, so the Magnus and him are playing on complete opposite sides of the map. This is like the first time he's really getting empowered and trying to farm up, but I think once PA gets death, so they might actually start fighting, and it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, at least they prepared a couple of stacks for the PA, but like you said, he's still rather...
The scan, by the way. They scan out this. Fly's actually going to run up there.
Yeah, Fly gonna kind of try and tank the gank, so to speak, but now they have S4 rotating in, but a Blink Dragon Tail from CCT into the arrow is gonna find the Magnus. Terrorize will get the Dragon Knight off of the Magnus, but still the Marana is nearby. She gets shackled. Cursing Crown will follow it up as well. No one dies just yet. Sumail with the win run there. RP on the south side finally will get the first kill of the fight onto Peter, and they'll find 33. Arteezy jumping forward onto Pycat, gonna reduce a lot of his damage, but CCNC with the armlet still very tanky up on the front lines. Arteezy though, Vanguard still pressing forward, and it looks like right now he's looking a lot tankier than we may have thought. As CCNC gets the Dragon Tail off, the armlet toggles between the Fly right click, and the Drow on the south side finishing the Dark Willow as well. OpTic losing too early, but turning it to find 3 with the high ground, as Arteezy perhaps a little bit overconfident with that second jump up.
And that's the thing. I love the fact Zai, he can just, these armlet toggles are so easy when you have a Slardar continuously stunning these heroes. Like, you don't have to have a perfect armlet toggle, right? You just need a stun, then you can armlet toggle during that stun, and damn, you were right. EG takes a quick 2-0, and then CCNC, he just baited him in. He's like, I'm low, come get me, it's free kills, right? And they couldn't do it.
3 sentries as well. Grant just dropped down just for that fight, so leaving a little more of an economic hit to EG side, and it definitely kind of looked good for them early. Had Arteezy made it out of that fight with his life, I definitely feel like it would have been a win even if they traded evenly, but losing the PA there, not ideal.
He seems, pardon me, Sumail is pretty much the only one who survives there, and they're just ready to fight. Shadowblade on Drow, you see his damage, just a Dragonlance Shadowblade, it's a pretty easy Roche.
Yeah, benefiting from that precision aura as well while he's in the dragon form, and they got the corrosive haste. The weave though is going to be onto a couple of heroes. Still though, no RP for another 20 seconds for S4, so hard for them to find an opening. Dragon Tail does fly out onto Roche. The cast will be there in time. Power shot comes through, does not get the kill. But the DK could be in a little bit of trouble. Bramblemay's going to fly out. Maledict is only on to 1 from PPD, and the Bedlam will finish off. Now the Skewer going to find a secondary target, which is PPD. And despite Aegis going the way of the Drow Ranger, they get a couple of kills on the EG side.
The weird thing is, I'm not sure I like giving it to the Drow here, right? Like, she's good damage, but it feels like if a Drow dies, she's going to die again when she comes back, unlike, say, a Mirana or a DK with Blink. That, I don't know. I like that they went for the Roshan. I think it was a good play, but I think they could have had a better Aegis choice there. Oh, the arrow hits him, so he's not getting to the tower. Sumail just steals it from Arteezy because of it.
Easy 5-second arrow. They're still feeling a little confident with the DK down, and we'll continue to push the lane in. But yeah, I gotta agree with you. I mean, I hesitated there for a second, expecting it to be on the Mirana, since we saw the DK go down, knew the Aegis wasn't there. But they'll put it on the Drow for now. And Pycat is perhaps, you know, there's some argument to be made that he's the highest value member on the map. So just keep him alive if they can.
And it could be a very defensive Aegis, right? Like Pycat could just farm by his towers, even if they kill him. As long as you're near tower, right, everyone TP's in, you're not killing him again. So it makes a lot more sense, you know. Sometimes you just got to think of stuff, MRP, and I was not thinking. Now I am.
Bottom lane, Zai doing a little stalking of his own, but not going to find anyone as S4 backs out. He's going to be joined by a few different teammates now, as again, Peter with some more of these aggressive wards down, looking to loop around, but it looks like, for the most part, EG are weary to this, and they've even rotated Fly up to the north. You look at the Radiant vision, and it's all centered around this tier 2 for the Dire on the top side of the map, so that is the place where they choose to play.
Will they want to defend this? Or they did use, Radiant saw that DK used his Dragon Form to push middle, not even push the tower, just hit creeps, which was kind of interesting. Yeah, they just get a tower. I think they knew that would happen, and okay, sure. And he is switching, by the way, from, he had Deso queued up with a Mithril Hammer, right? Now he's going to BKB. Luckily, Mithril Hammer works for both.
Okay, I mean, still gives him a little bit of damage, but yeah, rather defensive build. Yes, he feels with the Empower that he can maybe blow up the Drow right away. The Gust has, you know, Gust has done some work here early on for Pycat, so.
I think another thing is they've seen Sumail. He is starting to do a lot of damage in fights, and he's getting a lot of these kills. Maybe, hey, Arteezy, you just tank up, just hit some stuff. This guy will do damage. Oh, be careful walking up that hill. Sorry.
As you mentioned, the Dragon Form expiring, but still looks like this tier 2 going to be conceded by the Radiant as OpTic brings that down.
Yeah, this Drow attacking once every less than half a second with only a Shadow Blade and a Dragon Lance and a BKB. That agility gain from marksmanship especially.
Ooh. Nice blink away from Zai, has almost a point-blank range Spectral Dagger, or Stifling Dagger, excuse me, hits him, but he'll be able to extract himself, and that is a thwarted smoke attempt from EG as they look to find an opening there, and it does look like they've been pretty willing to fight anytime this RP has been off cooldown.
There comes the smoke from OpTic. Will they find it? This could be a big, either they find this gank bottom on the mag, or this could be a big 4-on-5 fight middle.
Yeah, S4 going to show on the lane now, though, and he's going to be the target. Gets the blink away. Oh, the crush going to whip as well. Oh, it does connect mid-skewer, actually. And S4 could be in trouble here. Cass going to fly with the Corrosive Haze. He falls. And they'll try and push in mid. Meanwhile, Sumail going to look to reinitiate. Gets a 2-man shackle. They're going to try and bring down the starter. He'll pop the BKB. Still taking a lot of damage from the Death Ward, though. And on the north side, CCNC finds the kill onto Crit's Dark Willow. Arteezy was pushing in mid lane at the time and just not present quickly enough for the fight. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 on the back end after the S4 death, but this is an opening for at least the tier 3 here on the high ground. 20 seconds, neither of these two heroes available. CCC going to dodge a Stifling Dagger. Shackle going to connect onto 2, but they don't really have the damage without the focus fire here. Jump forward from Arteezy. He's going to BKB, try to take out PPD with the offensive lead. He'll get it, but he'll fall himself just to the right click. And this Drow Ranger lineup with 3 range cores here, putting to work. And the early MKB, as you mentioned.
Oh, man.
Doing some heavy lifting. Nice block on the arrow from S4. Going to keep Sumail alive. Shackle will not latch onto CCNC. And the first lane of Rax is going to go the way of OpTic with relative ease. They can't get anything further as there's tier 2s in both other lanes, but they should be very, very happy with this outcome.
Yeah, it's an 11K gold lead. See, 1 buyback used from Dazzle. Wow, OpTic's just playing solo, and I like how you bring up that you say the 3 range cores, because if you look, when that DK's in range for him, he gets that plus 60 damage from the aura, like you said, and That is nothing to sneeze at. 60 damage at 25 minutes into the game. That's huge.
Fly in trouble, gonna get hazed up, crushed. Right click. But they look to counter-initiate here. Weave is onto the Slardar. At least Peter in trouble. Arteezy, 2 seconds until BKB cooldown was available. Doesn't need it just yet. Cursed Crown onto Zai. He could be in trouble as well. Bramble Maze will not connect, but the sprint is there. Jumping on top of him, though, is Arteezy with the Stifling Dagger. They'll get another kill.
Oh, and now in the river, 33, solo killed.
Wow. Sumail finds a big one off the back of that. And after a huge win for OpTic bottom lane, they get a little confident. Zai looking for the solo kill near the Radiant Tower. And a good TP response from EG is going to mean they get a few kills, and they still have RP available.
That's the thing. I mean, OpTic's still very far ahead in this game. Like, if Roche was up there, then you're like, oh, man, EG just got 3 pickups. They ain't Roche. But OpTic took a good time to, you know, take a little bit of a risk there because they don't give anything up from those 3 kills.
Yeah. Just kills for the sake of kills. It will get Arteezy a little bit closer to the Deso, but really he only has, you know, single Mithril Hammer gold here, and S4, you know, hoping for the quick Roshan spawn, but I mean, that's not even minimum.
Yeah.
Another few minutes. Arteezy does steal a stack, though. You could kind of consider that an objective.
And I don't know, if you get this MKB up on Pycat, he 3 to 4 shots Arteezy. Like, Arteezy's going to drop so fast to the MKB of Pycat.
Yeah, we already saw the 33 MKB put in work. He's looking for the BKB, the King Bar combination, to come out here soon, and isn't too far off. It's about 700 gold away from that. But it does buy EG a little bit of space here. They've done some farming. The cores have kept up admirably as far as Sumail and Arteezy go. S4 lagging behind a bit, but does have that sort of standard Blink and Crimson Guard build ready. He'll TP up to the top lane.
I think the big thing is you look at compare Zai's hero and farm to Crit's hero and farm, and you got a Yules on the Dark Willow, which is almost a guaranteed the crown, but Zai with a Blink 4 staff, so much utility, and he can always get into the back lines, right? Like, oh, maybe Dazzle's back there trying to help. He can always get back there. Well, Crit can't really do that.
Yeah, Zai has put in absolute work this game, involved in 19 of the 24 kills.
Damn good.
For the OpTic side. Sumail looking at an Ags.
And that's the thing, right? OpTic, you can just look at this game and, like, nobody has ever really been in the wrong spot. You know, I mean, those last 3 deaths are the worst deaths they've had. And they're not that bad of deaths. They've just been right place, right time, completely playing right.
Yeah, very coordinated. I think through the whole first 20 minutes, the only thing we saw was the 1 death from Pycat early on in the top lane when they had made the move bottom. But other than that, been pretty flawless overall. CC&C 3, 2, and 5. On the DK, even after getting solo killed by Sumail, has recovered really nicely, working on his halberd here as well. So that could definitely throw a wrench into the plans. You said how much damage Sumail has been doing, kind of carrying the team before Arteezy gets a damage item, but just one halberd can kind of put an end to that. Yeah,
I think, and he also just hit level. We didn't tell you, DK just hit level 18. That is the best dragon. You got the Frost Dragon now. Not only that, I mean, you just look, but people don't realize what it actually does. It slow the movement speed, but the attack speed. 30 attack speed plus slash attack. And these heroes are already hitting pretty slow, and they're just getting right-clicked down by Drow, but for some reason the gold leads, it's gone down about 2,000 more in the last minute. EG is farming. It feels like maybe OpTic should possibly push them. They still have the tier 1 top, but maybe they're just waiting for Roche, which is not a bad idea ever.
Yeah, they do have that lane of racks as well, so yeah, admittedly it does look kind of small, the gold lead, considering that, but Arteezy, you know, obviously has the Empower. Sumail's been farming well. He does have that full Deso now on Arteezy, and he is level 18 as well, so keeping up.
Finally some damage from him, right? Like, if you watch when he jumped on the PPD, it took him 2 crits and like 3 hits. Yeah. If you're a PA, you want to be 2-shotting these supports, and that was when he just had BKB with the death, so we'll see. I just think if OpTic finds 1 or 2 good pickups, they could actually end the game. Not even just get Roche, just end the game.
Yeah, we'll have to put some priority into taking out these off-lane towers, but at the very minimum, mid lane certainly at risk.
See, it looked like Drow did. Yeah, they saw that Drow used the aura as well as Moonlight Shadow, so EG, they're going to do something of their own. They're coming for the smoke gank.
Yeah, 9-second BKB available to Arteezy. They will at least see if there's a ward here for the Dire. Point boost going to be picked up by Sumail, but yeah, it doesn't look like they'll find an engagement just yet.
Roche, we know Roche will spawn in 10 seconds. These two teams do not know that. So I'm interested to see who is going to see Roche is up first, because I feel like if OpTic knows it's coming on 5 seconds, yeah, they're going for a smoke into Roche, it looks like. Smoke into kill into Roche, pardon me. And are they going to run up this hill? They might.
So very nicely positioned right now. They throw the ward down on the high ground. They will see S4 jump forward. Crush is going to be there, and the Dragon's Tail. CCNC pops the BKB to dodge the Shackle. Fly in trouble. He's going to be dropped. S4 is the next one to fall. Trying to work on Pycat is Arteezy, but gets kited around. The vision is there for the Dire. And with the Death Ward and the Crush, that's 3 heroes down. All they lose is PPD's Witch Doctor, and of course, the easy objective for them here will be the Roche. Siege, a couple of Cardis pushing in mid lane as well need to be dealt with here as Sumail's bought back.
He even pops the aura. Those Siege units actually do an insane amount of damage.
They almost killed the tier 3.
They did. Oh, that's pretty strong. And it's, yeah, that's what happened. They just won a team fight. Arteezy was close to critting down 2 people, but almost is not good enough, especially when Pycat's doing 400 damage a hit.
Yeah, Arteezy, rightly so, jumps right onto the Drow, but 2, perfect. Again, we're talking about the coordination. Slardar jumps in, hits the Dazzle up, CCNC blinks forward, hits the Magnus, and that's, your save and your utility immediately kind of taken out of the fight. So EG forced to re-engage, but without their big save and their big ultimate ability. So they will be, the one fight, I guess silver line is they will be fight ready because those cooldowns are available. But now OpTic with Aegis and more gold in their pockets will be much more difficult to bring down.
Talking about that jump last fight, the fact CCNC, he baited out the he didn't BKB right away. He baited out the Shackle and then BKB'd it. So, I mean, if you had a Shackle on 2 other people, could be easy kills. The fact he makes him waste that cooldown is really nice. And Fly knew there was a ward there. Now he's like, all right, we just lost a huge fight because of that ward.
Yeah. Moonlight Shadow from Zai. There is a ward. He'll get cursed up and thrown into the air. The Bramble Maze will be there as well. He forces away. Bedlam is there with the Stifling Dagger. They will get a kill on the Slardar. And that'll at least set back this Aegis push for a minute.
They saw the Mirana, but they saw Moonlight Shadow just sleeps away. And yeah, Gratz, you killed Zai. It's not that good. I mean, it's good. A kill's always good, but you guys are just falling more and more behind. As you said, PA wants to fight early. Like, PA actually looks decent in late game because they don't have the best late game heroes as well on OpTic. They have Mirana as well as a Drow, who's very farm though, but 1 or 2 crits and Arteezy can turn it around, but he's very far behind in farm.
Yeah, and there are 2 MKBs, so PA, not quite what she is earlier on.
Not only that, that's the crazy thing, right? They have a Wind Ranger as well, and we saw even while Wind running, doesn't matter. You got an MKB, they're just smacking her up.
Haste.
Extra value in this game with the 2 cores both having some form of evasion, and even a blink picked up here by 33. So further looking to kind of join the initiation chain that we've seen with CCNC and Zai diving. They can just jump, blow up the back lines, and then feel pretty safe with their BKBs not to get blown up.
Just the triple Stifling Dagger picked up by PA. We've seen it more. People always got the lifesteal. Now more and more, especially in these fights, right? You never know. One of those 3 daggers crits, someone in the back line could take a lot. And you got to take risks. You have to have to hope on RNG for these crits from PA now.
Yeah, BKB dwindling down there for Arteezy at 8 seconds, so still decent. Again, they've done a really good job of throwing a wrench into the plans of EG. Their team fight is very reliant on sort of this Magnus, and S4 has been unable to kind of execute his plan. As Peter gets down a ward in the enemy base.
Yeah, Sumail
down on the high ground.
Yeah, and Sumail did see that ward get placed because he placed it and then came out. Oh, they're going in.
Jump forward, CCNC again finds the Dazzle, but this time S4, he's still in fighting shape. Arteezy on the backlines will get the Witch Doctor, but he's already popped his BKD. RP gonna whiff onto CCNC from S4. Aegis is going to be popped on the Drought. Nice 3-man terrorize, but can they do anything off of it? Jump forward from Arteezy. He's going to get slowed up, though, by Pycat on the backlines. Corrosive Haze is there as well. And Arteezy going to end up falling now. Crit up in the air, gets the Shadow Realm up, trying to kill off Zai, but is likely to fall shortly as CCNC blinks forward. Godlike streak for Pycat. Double kill for the Drow Ranger. 3 heroes dead, none of which have buyback. Arteezy already expended his buyback here, and it is going to be a very difficult defense for the boys in blue.
And you can talk about S4 missing his ultimate. The reason you miss those ultimates is because your positioning is so good on the other team, right? Like, they spread out Perlin. He went for the Hail Mary, which I think is the right play. I'd rather hit you maybe hit 3 than definitely hit 1, because you're down 15k, right? You're not coming back if you don't make a big play. So good positioning by OpTic.
And it seems all but a formality here as the Radiant base lies in rubble.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, hey, Fly's dead. Oh, so it's 33.
From Arteezy, he's going to kill off 33. Pycat, though, right clicking away, takes another big crit from Arteezy. You talked about them needing RNG. They get a little bit of it there. But OpTic looking to put the pedal to the metal here. And Zai going to jump forward, find Arteezy. They don't even really need this kill as they've got Megas at this point. And 33 going to sound the applause for his squad. Sumail with the corrosive haze taking tons of damage. Is going to end up dropping crit. Leave to watch in horror as his base and his team are obliterated. OpTic, kind of as we mentioned early on, Grant, maybe the most coordinated, the most chemistry of the big 3 teams. And OpTic going to take a convincing victory over EG here.
Yeah, and as we just saw, I don't disagree with Sumail. He said, are you really going to tip me after that solo kill middle? Hey, but I mean, he's in Sumail's head right now. That's the point. Like, if you can tilt somebody mentally, go do it, right? Like, that's you take every advantage.